Hey guys and gals, sweet project cars here with cool, trick, and affordable ways for the do-it-yourselfer and simple ways.
Buscar en el show más de la descripción de video para todas las herramientas.
How do you like how this happens right here where the button actually wears off? You see that? This could have been prevented on this customer's car if they would have let us have at it. I'm going to share with you how you can keep this from happening on any button that's on your dash or any of the scratches. You see the scratches on that screen? And you see this right here, that wood grain? Let's get busy. Our panel tool. All right, now let's show you what we've got to do here to keep this from being damaged and scratched. The reason that we're so adamant about the dash is because you have to look at it every day, and if it gets scratched, you're going to be really bummed out, especially your wood grain, or the switches start to wear out and then you have to replace them. Now this will protect this switch from ever wearing out, and the monogram that's on here, the printing, from wearing out. So we're going to take a little bit of our ceramic coating, put it on a Q-tip, and all you do is go over the switch like this. It's very simple. And you can do the whole plastic. Now you've got a protective coating over that switch that will allow you to use it without worrying about wearing it out. We'll let that dry till it gets a little bit tacky. It's got a little drag to it, and then we'll buff it up to a nice little shine. That's done. We'll let that set. Now let's do this here. Let's clean it first with our 99%. And there's no taking the wood grain off here, it's glued on. Now, I know that you're going to probably ask, can you ceramic coat this part of the dash right here? Yes, you can. We're not going to do that. We're just going to use our 303 on that to keep it protected. It doesn't scratch as easy as this wood grain does. That shows you how much wax and dirt was on that wood grain right there. We'll let that dry out for a second. Now when you take your ceramic coating, put your microfiber that comes with it at the very end of your pad. Now I'm not going to tape this off, but if you're worried about getting it on here, you can tape this, put the tape in there and run it down there. I'm not going to do that because I've done this so many times. I'm fairly accurate, not real accurate, but I think I can keep it on the wood grain itself. So let's put a bunch of it on, and you're going to treat this just like you would the paint in your car. We'll start right on the end and talk about a protective coating. Now I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but it's starting to shine and it looks absolutely gorgeous already. We're going to put it on heavy, and you'll never have to worry about this scratching. As I said, do this a little bit at a time, little bit here and there. If you have a GM product and it's newer, I highly suggest that you ceramic coat your buttons so that you don't have to worry about the emblems coming off, because then you got to replace them, and it's a real pain. We're putting it on real heavy. We'll let that dry, and the nice part about this is you can set it out in the sun to speed it up. If it's not over 70 degrees, you can get it outside, but we're just going to let it sit here on the bench, and I'll be back to show you what it looks like when we buff it up, because this is our Sweet Thorough Thursday and we're excited about it. So we're on the ceramic coating kick because you can protect so many parts in your car and on your car with a nice coating of ceramic coating over it. Why wouldn't you want to do that from being scratched up? 15 minutes in the garage, and then I set it in the sun for 1 minute, and now it's ready. Now here's another thing. You don't have to take this out of your car. You can tape it off in the car and then do it in the car, because then you can press on it harder. Because one thing you got to be careful of is these tabs and all the pieces and parts on the backside here that could break off. But we're going to shine it up. We've got a new microfiber. Here's our switch. Let's do that first. All you do is this. And that has got a nice coat of ceramic coating on it, and it will never wear down. Let's buff this out carefully, and then I'll put it back in the car and show you what it looks like. See how smeary that is? That's what you want. Make sure you flip your cloth over. Look at the shine. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, we'll finish it up, mount it, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, we got it done. Here it is. Now look at the shine on that. That is absolutely gorgeous, and it'll never scratch up. Once we get all this detailed up in here, get all that taken care of, we're going to ceramic coat the buttons with the Q-tip on each one of these to make sure that they don't ever wear out for the customer. And we're going to 303 all the plastic in here after we clean it up good. But look at that. Isn't that just, it's just amazing.